Welcome back to Technical Drafting. In this short video we're going to go over what is going to be expected on the doing a sketch. So our three main things that I'll be looking for is how are you doing on your form, your divide, and your beautify steps of the sketch. And so as we look at the steps, this example that we're going to go through, I'll kind of give you tips on what it is that I'll be looking for. So without further ado, let's get started. So this week we're looking at the swivel stop. It's just a little machine part to attach to only allow it to swing back and forth between two extreme parameters. You can see that they sketched the isometric standing up on edge. I'm going to do the example here with it laying down flat. And first we're looking at what is that overall form again. So what is the overall height, what is the overall width, and what is the overall length. So we can see here that the width and the length are pretty close to the same, you know, maybe a little bit different, but the height is obviously, you know, a third of that or so. So kind of just make sure your initial cube form shows those proportions. That is very key. So then I'm going to go to divide. So I'm dividing out the layer where that swivel fit takes place, that arc. So I kind of measure back. It's so far back, and that happens to be at the same location where the key stops are located. But once I've located where my arc is, I'll draw my arc in, and then I'll draw my keyway for my legs. And so you can see that I'm dividing, I'm making sure those are symmetrical on either side, and then dividing so that they'll have the same angle, and then I can make those properties match top and bottom, and so that'll catch those features. The next feature I'm going to look at, it's about half the thickness of the first step down, so I'll be coming down halfway and creating a groove that goes all the way across. So locate where that is, comes down halfway, goes all the way across. Then locating the center of the holes, that's the key. Okay, locate the center of the holes first and then draw your holes around them. So here we have like a larger hole that sets down a little, and then we have a smaller hole that goes all the way through. So we're just identifying where that larger hole is, but guess what? They're both lined up around the center. So finding the center of your hole is key in keeping it, tracking it down. So you do it to one side, do it to the other side, and then keep at it. Then the last feature we need to divide out is the arches on the corners. So they should have the same radius. So if you found the center of the hole, you know the arc has to go from those quarter points for the radius from the center. Then we're on to the third step, beautify. So take a darker pen at this point and go over your sketch in pen here. Make sure all object lines are in place. Just the object edges is what we're looking for. So now we're moving on basically to the hatching the three dimensions. Okay, so the top is gonna stay the lightest, and then I just kind of default to my right side being the darkest side. So my darkest hatch, any face that is facing the right would have the darkest hatch, and then have a medium hatch on the left side. We're going to go ahead and label. This is the swivel stop. It is made of, I believe, the machined steel, or then we'll label the name as well. So if you like color, you can add color. It's not required for the assignment, but I just like adding color. Gives it a little bit more addition. Using it in the same way, creating those dark areas, shading them with darker color, and then you have the lighter side with basically no color, and then the medium shade of color in between. So basically kind of have three gradients that you would use as well. So tips that I'm looking for: follow the form, get your proportions right, divide out your features, and then beautify object lines and hatch in the three-dimensioned sides. So I hope you found this video helpful, and you can go ahead and leave a comment down below, or you can just email me with any questions that you may have, and hopefully this will help you as you are turning in your assignments.